Hey guys, it's Proto here. I am gonna show you guys a whole bunch of elemental longsword builds. Okay, I'm trying to do this all in one take, so bear with me. I might make mistakes. It's like 5 in the morning, and I stayed up all night, like preparing for this and doing a whole bunch of stuff and blah blah. I'm just tired. Anyways, let's go ahead and start looking at these elemental builds, starting with lightning or thunder. I always call it lightning. I just like it calling it lightning. So we're gonna start off with the Astalos Longsword. Let's go ahead over here and check it out. Most of these builds are gonna have the exact same they're gonna have the exact same armor pieces, most of them. So you just gotta basically change just attack, like the thunder attack to stream, to fire, etc, etc, etc. All right. I started to start off with Astalos Longsword because Alexa, because it's gonna be a little bit different since it comes with a natural affinity of 20. So already, actually let's just go over the build itself. So we have a Kaiser Crown, a Barioth Mail, Seregios or Steve's Van Braces, Rathalos Coil, and got Greaves. And the talisman we are using for this build is my best talisman. If you've been watching my other videos, I have a Weak Exploit 2 with Agitator at a level 2 slot and a level 1 slot. So I get all my weak X through my talisman. If you don't have this, any level 2 double slot will work. Or any level 2 Weak Exploit will work. Okay, so all decked in, we have crit I5, thunder attack 5, attack boost 4, crit boost 4, crit boost sorry, weakness exploit, handicap 3. We're gonna need this. We're gonna need this for most of these builds. We have quick sheath, windproof, speed sharpening, maximum might 2, and an agitator. Again, with this weapon, it sets us at 65 affinity, which is overkill, and that's with maximum might and crit boost. I'm sorry, maximum might and crit eye, and it's a natural affinity that it has. All right, that's for the Astalos Longsword. Not the best longsword at all. Next up, we have Azure Cleaver or True Devil Slicer. I want to say my favorite longsword. So from Monster Hunter 1, back when it was a great sword. Here we have the exact same build: Kaiser Crown, Barioth Mail, Cerritos, Van Braces, Rathalos Coil, and got Greaves. Same talisman. It is better than Astalos's greatsword in terms of element damage, but it's not the best either. So we're gonna go for the best one. So, which is gonna be Oppressor's Abyss, aka Zinogre Thunder Boys, and we have the exact same armor: Kaiser Crown, Barioth Mail, Regios, Rathalos Coil, and got Greaves. We have crit I5, thunder attack 5, attack 4, crit boost, weakness exploit, handicraft, quick sheath, windproof, speed sharpening, maximum might. One thing I would like to mention: you don't have to have handicraft since that affects our raw damage. So it does put us into purple for most of these. All 3 of these weapons goes into purple, but you don't technically have to worry about it if you're going strictly pure off the elemental side of these weapons. I bring this up because other weapons are not going to need handicraft because they out damage other variants. I'll give you guys examples later. I don't have it maxed out, but an honorable mention that does technically beat this longsword is Narwhals. Narwhal's longsword does technically beat this one. Uh, but I think that Oppressor's way more comfier. But in terms of element damage, it does beat it. Technically, but it's just the Thunder Zenogre Thunderdog is all you need. All right, moving on. Next element. So from Thunder, we're gonna go to Fire. So we're gonna go Rathalos first with Riven Braid Scarlet. Again, same build. We have Crit I5, Attack 4, Fire Attack 4. We could go 5, but we have extra Agitator in there. Crit Boost, Weak Exploit, Handicraft, Quick Sheave, Windproof, Speed Sharpening, Agitator 2, Maximum Might. We have Agitator 2 because we are 45 affinity, and then with Agitator it puts us at 50, plus we just went 100. But if you don't want to be, you could be 98, I believe, affinity, and have Fire 5 if you like that. Alright, next build, which is going to be another Rathalos Longsword variant. The difference between this one and this one is we're ditching our arms. We're changing our arms to Kaiser Vambraces. So we have Kaiser Vambraces here with 1 Handicraft Duel and 2 Protective Polish. We have Protective Polish here. We also have Element Bane on the jewel on the weapon. If it has a 3 slot, you're going to put it as if it's a 3 slot. So here we have a Protective Polish build, basically. We change Kaiser, and this is just an alternative. I don't remember if it's better or not. I think it does out DPS slightly. Yes, it out DPS very, very slightly. But both of them lose to this one, which is gonna be their first change. So this has Arc Vambraces or Gormagala arms. That's the only difference in terms of armor pieces. Our skills are Crit I5, Attack Boost 4, Fire Attack 4, Crit Boost, Weak Exploit, Critical Element, Quick Sheave, Windproof, Speed Sharpening, Agitator 2, Maximum Might 2, and Resuscitate. Now, here we are a base 45 with Agitator 2. We're at 50. We can exploit 100. But look at that fire element, 86. This is the highest element longsword for fire. We do not have handicraft anymore, but we do have a chunk of white. And in terms of element, this does out DPS Rathalos Longsword. In terms of element, it does out DPS it 1000%. But if you want to run a more, there's nothing wrong with using Rathalos. You want to use Rathalos, you can use one other build. Okay. One thing I want to note, because I don't have it, for water longsword, the other Almadron longsword is the exact same thing. The other Almadron longsword for water is the same thing. It's the highest water longsword that DPS's the rest. Okay. Speaking of water longsword, next first our default build with the original armor. Where this time we're using Mizutsune longsword, which is awesome, by the way. We have Crit I5, Attack Boost 4, Water Attack 4, Quick Boost, Weak Exploit, Handicraft, Quick Sheave, Speed Sharpening, Maximum Might, and 1 Crit Element. This has a natural affinity on the weapon, so we're at 60 affinity. So we're over our cap, but that's fine. Since we're over our base affinity, we decided to change it a little bit, and I get this build. So I change my arms and legs here. So this is a big difference to Hawk gloves, and it's Sushi True Greaves. And this comes with Water Attack 5, Attack Boost 4, Critical I3, Crit Boost, Weak Exploit, Critical Element, Quick Sheave, Windproof, Speed Sharpening, Agitator 2, Protective Polish. So it's another Protective Polish build. Because I believe we have very tiny purple, so we do keep our purple. So if you want to use Mizutsune's Longsword, I recommend using this build. I honestly love the weapon. It's freaking awesome. Mizutsune Greatsword and Longsword are just really awesome weapons. I don't really like the sheath though, but it is what it is. Again, I don't have it, but this is the build of Amadron's Water Longsword. I just don't have the mantle. Does not want to drop it for me. But this would be the build. Crit I5, attack water, attack 5, attack boost 4, crit boost with this way, critical element, quick sheave, wood proof, speed sharpening, agitator, maximum might, resuscitate. Again, with Gormagala's arms for full crit element. Alrighty then. Next is Ice Longsword. So both of these longswords are really good. One is going to have slightly higher raw and less element, and the other one's going to have more element but less raw. But again, this is element builds. We kind of care more about the element. So first up is Kushala Longsword, and the skills are the same armor as those other ones. Again, I'm using the same talisman for every, like all the same. A crit I5, ice attack, attack boost, critical boost, which is exploit, handicraft, quick sheath, windproof, speed sharpening, maximum might, and agitator. We have element Bane on the weapon. All right. Kind of like the Rathalos Longsword, it kind of goes hand in hand if you want to use that purple sharp, because this has purple sharpness and the next one doesn't. So we're gonna go Flicker Blizzard Slash, which is an awesome longsword, by the way. But no purple sharpness. It's because we're not running handicrafts on it. Besides, it's such tiny purples on the worth. We have a huge chunk of white. Again, we changed our arms to gore, so we get crit element. The build is crit I5, ice attack 5, attack boost, critical boost, weakness exploit, critical element, quick sheave, windproof, speed sharpening, maximum might, agitator, resistate, and stun, resistance 1. And also element bane. You will DPS. Kush's longsword slightly. It wins. It does win. But there's nothing wrong with using either or. There's no wrong way of playing Monster Hunter. Alright. After Ice, the last two builds are Dragon. I don't have the final Valstrax Longsword. He doesn't want to drop me the mantle. I've killed like 30, not even kidding. And that's what I was doing all day today. He just does not want to drop me the mantle. Anyways. But his is the best Dragon Longsword, okay? The build will be the exact same. So crit I5, attack, Dragon attack 5, attack boost, critical exploit, crit boost, quick exploit, critical element, quick sheath, improve, speed sharpening, maximum my agitator, resistate. And for honorable mention, we have the final boss's longsword, which is also Dragon, but he's a lot harder to use. But we have Element Bane, crit I7, attack 6, Dragon attack 5, crit boost, weakness exploit, maximum might 3, quick sheave, improve, speed sharpening, agitator. This build is different. This build has Kaiser Crown, Berry off Mayo, Berry off Embraces, Rathalos Coil, and Gun Creeps. And we come up with 45 affinity, base affinity, plus 50, 98, sorry, because we got one agitator. 98 affinity. You're not going to do much dragon element, but in raw damage, it's the best longsword in the game with some dragon element. So You can't go wrong with this longsword. Is what I'm saying. But does it out DPS Valstrax? I think not. I actually haven't checked that. That's the only one I have not checked if it actually out DPSs it. But I want to say no. I think this one's raw is too high. I want to say no. That's the only one I haven't checked. I'll probably check it and I'll put it in the pinned comment or something. All right, and that's gonna be it. I hope you guys like the builds. I'm gonna have a blast longsword build coming up next, and I don't want to show it off yet, but I think that blast is back, and in a big way, and with a weapon that you're not gonna see coming. I think everyone's sleeping on it. It's gonna be my next video, so keep an eye on it. I think it's gonna be the best DPS longsword in the game, period, over dethroning this longsword in terms of raw, everything. Alright guys, that's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, leave a thumbs up. I'm sorry if it was kind of rushed. I did it on one take. It's 5 in the morning. I'm tired, and yeah. Alright guys, I'll catch you guys next time. Alright, peace.